Welcome back, everyone, to Public Affairs. My name is Kayleigh, and I am your host. And today I'm here with Cor-Re, the Program Director in the Prosecutor's Office. So, Cor-Re, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm the Program Director at the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. We run a program. We developed a program. It's the Prosecutor's Intervention Program. It's a drug program. We recently received a $1 million grant from the DOJ. So, there's a lot of things that we're doing at the Prosecutor's Office to assist people. I also pastor a church here in Marion, New Hope Baptist Church. I founded and founded a church 3 years ago. Pastored that church here, and the Tiny House Project. We're working on opening the Community Resource Center right now. And so I'm all over the place. I worked at Marion Correctional for 25 years, and after leaving Marion Correctional, went straight into ministry, and then 2 years ago started working for the county prosecutor, Ray Grogan.
Yeah. So why did you start the Tiny House Project?
I started the Tiny House Project started because some of the people that I would encounter from the homeless shelters, normally at McDonald's on Main Street in the mornings, on my way to work when I worked at the prison. But I would strike up conversations with them, and I realized then that their situation dealt with a lot more than just not having a place to live. And so over the course of several years, as I got more involved in ministry, I interviewed more people and began to understand their plight enough that I came to understand that not just having a place to live was not just their problem. So I started thinking about doing transitional housing. I had done some research on transitional housing that started in Seattle. But I thought at that time it'd be kind of neat to open these houses up and at the same time have people come into once we work with our homeless shelter, and have people come into the house, develop a program. They'll stay for 6 months. It's within that 6 months, financial literacy courses they have to take. They have to meet with a life coach, and then we kind of customize it from there. But that's where it came from, and the reason we wanted to do transitional was because once we hooked them up with a life coach, and they started learning how to deal with their finances, which a lot of times is generational poverty that they're dealing with. But at the end of that 6 months, our goal with transitional was to have them, they could get an apartment or a house within the community, but now they know how to deal with their money. They're still working with a life coach, and they know how to, they're dealing with a life coach, so they know how to deal with problems, and they know where to go for certain issues. We get a productive member back in the community. So that's kind of what my thinking was to start that.
So what organizations have you partnered with for the Tiny House Project?
The Tiny House Project, it was a while in the making, but we ended up partnering with, we started to build, we partnered with Silverline. They actually put a line in place, and they made all the windows for all the tiny houses and donated them. Whirlpool offered to donate the appliances. From there, we worked a lot with Henry Lumber. And then we had different organizations who would either sent money or sent people to help. Lois Fisher and some of her friends actually helped us make it down the last stretch. So it was more several local businesses, but more so we dealt with just individuals from our community. So and they came out, and like I said, I mean, it wasn't always financial. Guys would come out and do drywall. A really good friend of ours, Don Davis, local electrician, he ran all the electric in the tiny home, and I mean, they just all of them have really been on hand to help out. So Those are and please forgive me if I forgot anybody, but those are the ones who really stuck out to me right now. But actually, it was the entire community who we partner with and continue to partner with. Our city government also donated, our land bank donated the properties that we were building houses on.
Yeah, I know we talked about this. It takes a community for all of this. You can't just have one person, you got to have multiple.
Yes.
So what do you hope to accomplish through the Tiny House Project in our community?
What I hope to accomplish is, number one, I always want to inspire. So, and I believe we've done that. A lot of people have stepped up in our community, and they continue to help out. But I want to, the main thing that I wanted to do with the Tiny House Project was, number one, to let people know God hadn't forgotten them. Number two, the community could come together and assist. I truly believe we are a brother's keeper. So, and then ultimately, if we help the people that need help, our entire community benefits from it. So, I grew up in Marion. I love Marion. I grew up in the Marion where you could leave your door unlocked all night, or if mom was cooking, she could run to the store without locking the house up like Fort Knox. And that's the Marion I want back. The Marion that where we were neighbors, we were brothers and sisters. We looked out for each other. When somebody needed help, we came together to help them, as opposed to stepping over them. So the big picture, that's what I wanted to see in Marion. Number one, I always look to glorify the name of God, but what I wanted to see in our community with the Tiny House Project was our community coming together to help our brothers and sisters who are in need, and that's actually, over the last 3 years, that's what's happened. Yeah. They continue to come out and help out.
Yeah. My next question is, how do you find these people to be in this? I know the one woman I had watched a video of. How did you specifically choose her and not anyone else in our community?
Actually, I worked with the director of our homeless shelter here, Devin Durain. Devin is a great guy. He sits on Housing Coalition. Being the director of the homeless shelter, he deals with a lot of people, a lot of local organizations. So coming into this, that was our target audience. Our target group was homeless. So I connected with Devin. He has profiles on these people that come into the shelter. Brenda had been there for a while, but he's really hands-on, so he knows these people best. So instead of reinventing the wheel, we just go to him, and he says, hey, I got 3 people that, let's look at these 3 people. So we'll meet, and then there's a process that he'll go through, and whoever he recommends is who we take.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the audience about the success story that you've already had with her?
From January?
Yes.
Yes, we opened our first tiny house in January. 10 TV came down and covered it. So the young lady who was there, Brenda, she had been, at that time, I think she'd been in a homeless shelter maybe 4 or 5 months. She had lost custody of her son. Her mom couldn't take her son because her mom has stage 4 cancer. She became dependent upon alcohol. I mean, she was really in a bad situation. And so she started, as we were building the house and we're working with local organizations and partnering with people trying to get the house done, at the same time, off and on, I would deal with Devin Durain at the homeless shelter. And once he went through his process, he gave us the name. And so we came down to the finish line, and I went to the homeless shelter. I met with Brenda. Met with Devin's staff. Devin and I continued to kind of communicate back and forth by phone, email, text, as well as with Angela Ann from 10 TV. She actually covered the story when we started building the houses, so she came back to do the end story, right? Yeah. So we got everything put in place. We had a lot of people who donated furniture, towels, food, a lot of things. So we got everything together. And then a really good friend of mine, Heidi Jones, who is the director at the Chamber of Commerce. Called Heidi and told her what we had going on, because Heidi's always supported everything I do in the community. So Heidi got involved, and she brought the big scissors and the ribbon out, and we set the date, and they came over, and 10 TV came up, and we cut the ribbon, and we did a little spill outside, and then we left, and Brenda went in to start her new life in her new home. So
yeah. So how many more homes are you guys planning on building, or what's the future of this project?
I have another lot over on Commercial, and we'll start construction on another tiny home before the end of the summer. We also have a 2-bedroom house on Park Street that was donated to the program, so we're working actually right now on that house, and it's a regular size house, so we can get a regular size family in and run the same kind of programs. And then recently I spoke with Mark Russell, our law director, and there was a couple of more lots that the city government is going to donate to the program. So that'll be a total of 3 that we'll have to build and 1 to get the house done on Park. But right now, that's where we're at with it, and we still receive a lot of support. So hopefully we can get at least one of those done, the tiny homes. Hopefully we can get one of the tiny homes done by the end of summer and have the 2-bedroom house done. And then the other ones, we'd probably have to wait till spring to start.
Yeah. Well, I wish you luck on that.
Thank you.
What is the Joyce A. Rogers Marion Community Resource Center?
The Joyce A. Rogers Marion Community Resource Center, I bought a church property on the west end of town, huge property, and there was a big building on the back. So we are actually putting in a resource center. It's called the Joyce A. Rogers Community Resource Center. Joyce was my mother. A lot of the programs that we will run in the resource center are things actually that I saw my mom do while we were growing up. She was always helping somebody. Somebody came to the house, and if they needed a shower, if they needed something to eat, if they, she was always helping somebody. So coming into this with the concept for the resource center, what I did was same thing, talked to a few people, talked to our city government, ended up talking to some folks from Grace Clinic. So what we're doing now, we're working with a Presbyterian church. They're coming in, they're sending workers down, they're coming in and helping us do a lot of the remodeling. Grace Clinic will have 4 exam rooms there, so we will offer medical. There will be a pharmacy there. So we'll have the 4 medical rooms, we'll have the pharmacy. We will also have mental health. We will have programs as far as like job skills, computer labs. We'll have a kid zone. We will have areas where they can do their laundry, AA, NA classes, kind of a one-stop shop for everything, really. But we thought it was really important. The mental health services and the medical services we thought were really important. And putting in a pharmacy as well, we thought was really important. The biggest barrier a lot of these people have is transportation. And so a lot of the resources that we have locally, Marion Matters will also join us at the Resource Center. A lot of the resources that we have locally, they have to go all over town to get them. Our plan was to put everything in one area to eliminate the barrier of transportation. And they could also get what they need, make their appointments, so they can get started on recovery or whatever it is that they're doing. So we want to assist with that, and also offer a free community meal every week for the people that we serve as well. So.
Yeah, awesome having everybody in there and community involved. Like you said, one-stop shop. Everybody needs that.
Everybody, yes.
So you said this was for your mother. So is that your passion behind this project?
Yeah, my mom died in 2002, and I remember growing up, just people being in and out, people that she would help. Now she had her own problems, my mom died of acute liver failure from alcohol abuse. But throughout that entire time, the time we were growing up, she always put other people first. So coming into ministry, and then with the Lord laying these things on my heart to do, also wanted to honor her. So because I honestly believe that's why I have the heart and the passion that I have, is because of what she displayed while we were growing up. So so I wanted to honor her in that way. So
awesome. When do you think that the Resource Center will be open?
My goal was to have it open by the end of this year. I doubt that that's going to happen, so probably beginning of spring of 25 we'll have it open. We're almost there, but I just want to be realistic. So, and some of the programs we're already running out of the church as well. The building sits behind my church, so some of the programs we're already running, but to have the building itself open, to be more realistic, probably be the beginning of spring in 25.
It takes a lot to get a project going.
Yes,
it's
it
not
does.
just, I want to do this, let's do it now.
Yes, and you have to get the capital, you have to get the, we've been blessed because there are a lot of people who are coming with skills to get a lot of these things done. And we don't have to pay someone to come in and do it, so that's pretty cool. But just to be realistic, it'll probably be fully operational the beginning of spring of 25.
Yeah, well, I will be looking forward to that.
Absolutely, you'll get an invite. It'll be open.
Thank you. What is the drug intervention program you guys have?
The drug intervention program at the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. My time in ministry, I've met a lot of people. There were some things going on, some social justice issues that I got involved in, and after our former prosecutor passed away, Brent Yeager, who was a good friend, Ray Grogan took over and finished his term out, and that's when I met Ray. There were several things in the community that Ray and I came together to work on, and then this project, he came. He wanted to do something with the drug epidemic in Marion, and I can hear his words because I repeat them all the time, but. When we initially talked about it, he said, listen, we can't arrest our way out of this thing. We have to help people. And so with Ray saying that, I was on board. I support Ray fully, so I was on board. And then a couple months later, we were talking, and he said, hey, I want to do this program, and I would like to have you come on and do it. We don't have anything developed, so let's get you in, let's get this thing together. So he hired me in. We started developing the program. Once we got the program developed and we kind of figured out where we wanted to go, what we wanted to do, simultaneously we were working on grant proposals. And then I think it was last October 23, the DOJ awarded us a $1 million grant for this program. So today we work with several local providers. So what happens is our participants, when they come into contact with law enforcement, if they're charged with a drug possession, felony 5 drug possession, one of the assistant prosecutors will screen them for the program. If they meet the requirements, I get the email. Me and my partner, Steve Chase, who works with me in the program, we'll go over that person's background and everything. We get them into the program. We allow them to pick what provider they want to go start the treatment at. At that point, we do compliance. So the program is 120 days. They get hooked up with a local provider. They go to, as long as the treatment team comes together, give them a treatment plan. We make sure that they're compliant with it. There's some things that we haven't complied with, so we meet with them as well once a week. Again, the totality of the program is 120 days. If they're successful and graduate the program, we will have a graduation with them and their family at the prosecutor's office, and then either Steve or I will prepare a motion to dismiss the charges. We send it to municipal court, and the charges are dismissed at that point. The great thing about this program is the majority of the people that we have had come through the program, which in the last 2 years it's about 60 people. The majority of these people have opted to stay in treatment after they graduated. So some of them are doing really good. One of the first guys who graduated the program, who keeps in touch with us, he's actually even started his own business. He talks about renewing his relationship with his 11-year-old daughter and how great that's going. And so the program is really taken off, and the resources we have now financially from the grant. Again, we're able to help with housing. A couple of people have not been able to pay their bill with the provider, so we've been able to step in and help them with that. We've been able to do a lot, and we're bringing a guy on now who would do a peer support group with our participants as well. So we have another 3 years on the grant, so it'll continue to grow. But it's awesome. It's really awesome, and the people are really benefiting from it.
It takes one person and one opportunity to change people's lives, and I think it's amazing.
Yes.
But you talked about what are the requirements to be able to get into the program?
If it's a violent crime, they can't come in. Mainly, and we're trying right now. We are looking to try to expand who we will allow into the program. Right now, it's drug possession.
Okay.
But what we want to do is expand out to drug-related crimes to bring them in, theft and things like that. So, but with that in mind, we just have to, because that's way above our pay grade. So, but Ray Grogan is making some contacts. I know he is trying to set up some meetings with some of the judges and some of other local law enforcement. So to see how far out this thing can go. But if we could expand a little bit more, I think that again, the drug-related crimes will be able to come in. Right now, as long as it's not a violent crime, as long as they don't have a history of repeated history of trafficking, or there comes a point where things get to be too far and we can't. Accountability has to step in. The entire program is built on. Accountability is built into the program, but we're looking to help people. We're not looking to give people a pass. So. I think that right now, the requirements that we have in place right now is possession and then prior history.
Yeah.
So.
Well, seems like you guys are helping a lot of people over there. With that being said, if people wanted to help with your guys' project, how are they able to contact you, or who would they contact to help?
They can contact me. I have a Facebook page. It's under New Hope Baptist Church. My phone number is out there, so they could call. Should I give my phone number?
If you would like, yeah.
They could contact me at 740-244-1910. The church address is 603 Euclid Avenue, Marion, Ohio 43302. So people will send donations, or people will show up and say, "Hey, I do electric, we do drywall. What do you guys need?" Those are the main ways. And then my personal Facebook page, a lot of people will come to, which is Cor-Re-Don Rogers, Corredon. No hyphens in that one. But the Facebook pages and the address are mainly how people will contact us. I get a lot of calls, or sometimes people will call the prosecutor's office, but we get a lot of calls, and people will donate their time. They'll donate furniture, clothes, whatever we need. So.
Takes a community, takes a village. I've always said it before, and I'll continue to say it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So, as we're getting ready to wrap up this interview, is there anything you'd like to add that we may have not talked on, or a closing statement?
One thing I do want to do is commend our community. I think we have a very unique community. Our police department works a lot with the faith community. I've never seen that before, but whenever I go on Facebook, if somebody needs help, if somebody needs furniture, if somebody needs clothing or whatever, and I'll put something on Facebook, our community really comes together. And I mean, we did this maybe about a year or so ago for a lady who, when she came to Marion, she got an apartment at Fairview Apartments, and all she had was a bag of clothes. The manager at that time called me, and I put something on Facebook, and this was like right before Christmas. By the end of the second day, she had a full living room suite, she had a bedroom suite, she had 3 microwaves, 4 Christmas trees, clothes, dishes. I mean, she had everything she needed, and a lot of food. And I say, and I'm saying that because I want to thank. I just want to take time to thank our community. We have a very unique community in Marion, and people really come together when they need to. So, my mom has always told us when we were growing up, our goal should always be to inspire other people. I think that I've done that, but also our community has inspired me as well. So, I just want to thank our community.
Well, you inspire others, and what you're doing for Marion Community is awesome, and I thank you for helping out the community and coming out here today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And as always, you're watching Public Affairs, and I am your host, Kayleigh Aiken.
Hi, my name is, I'm Bishop Cor-Re-Don Rogers. I'm the pastor at the New Hope Baptist Church here in Marion, Ohio. If you would like to get involved and help us out with our efforts as far as building tiny houses and completing our building for the Resource Center so we can start our programming there, feel free to donate to 603 Euclid Avenue, Marion, Ohio, 43302. That's New Hope Baptist Church. Phone number 740-244-1910. And again, you are welcome to get involved by giving us a call, praying for us, donations, anything you like, whatever God puts on your heart will be greatly appreciated. Thank you.